Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another little vlog review, this time of Season 6 of The Walking Dead. Now, I've been a fan of this show since Season 1. These two guys that reviewed things, but have actually since stopped, which is really sad, because they were fucking awesome. So they reviewed the first episode, and I was like, I'll check it out. The scene's fucking awesome, and I've been hooked ever since. Then comes season 2. I'm dating my future fiance at this time, and I get him hooked into the show. And now we both watch it together, so we both kept up with season 6. And for my vlog, I did do an episode review, but it's a Patreon exclusive, so if you go to my blog, jashikins.blogspot.com, you can search up The Walking Dead I think it's either The Walking Dead, Patreon, or both, and you'll be able to find the episode review. And again, it's Patreon exclusive, so you'll have to pay to view it. But, you'll also be helping fund my bloggity blog and other projects, like my ebooks. Well, I'll talk about that at the end. Anyways, The Walking Dead is not a series it is not a series that's like, hey everybody, hey, how you doing? Let's all have a great time, sing Kumbaya and have s'mores. It's never been that kind of show, and from season 6, it is never going to be that show. This season was just like, hey, you thought we were dark before? Well, let's do some work here because it was dark as fuck. The wolves were disappointing, I admit. They've been hinted at for a while, and when they came, I was like, oh, this is what I was all afraid and excited for. And that's what I sort of noticed about a lot of Walking Dead villains. They're all supposed to be this big bad thing. It's like, aren't you adorable? Aren't you adorable? I mean, the wolves cause chaos, but they seem to have so much more in them to do. But there was, god damn, I mean, Carol goes through a journey of her own, of being, a nice Terminator character to doubting herself and, doubting what she does. And there was Sam. I think it was Sam. I'm sorry, I've been binge watching Game of Thrones, and there's a Sam there, so I'm like, yeah, I think that the little kid's name was Sam. And I'm going to finish watching the bonus features probably tomorrow. So, hey. So, anyways, Sam, yeah, I'm sure that kid's name was Sam. He was not fit for the post-apocalyptic world, and yeah, he didn't survive, and I pitied him. I mean, the mid-season finale, I was like, oh my god, won't he shut the fuck up? And I was just going, how they were doing the sounds was like he was finally waking up, and he was scared, and this was not the time to be having a crisis, and then the following episode, he woke up, and then he fell, and he got deaded. Really fucking gruesomely, too. Yeah, it got darker this season. It was like, I like what they did for the first half of this season. I mean, it showed a lot a lot of trust in their fan base to do what they did. So, what did they do? It's like you're watching a spoiler-filled review and like... Anyways, so what did they do? The first half of the season was basically one scene from multiple angles. You got to see what was happening in one place, and you got to see what was happening in another. And time passed, but it wasn't like episode 1 happened, then 5 minutes later, episode 2 happened, then 5 minutes after episode 2, episode 3 happened. It was all non-linear storytelling for the first half of the season, and it did really show a dedicated fan base, and I did like how they shot, so we really got to experience things. I mean, it did get a little bit annoying when you're like, I just want to see what happens next, and I was like, you have to wait. I was like, ah. But all in all, it was very much worth it. How something feels weird in my eye. I was like, holy fuck. But anyways, so yeah, so if you are thinking of getting into The Walking Dead and you get up to season 6, you might just... I would like to say you should start with season 6, but as you know, the first half does not begin like a normal Walking Dead season. You should, if you're not going to start with season 1, you know, you probably shouldn't start with season 6, because it's, I don't know, because, I mean, some of the dedicated fan base was angry, so I'm just imagining a newcomer just watching season 6 the first time, I'm like, what the fuck? So, or maybe you like that unique way of storytelling, but then you'll be disappointed when you get to other seasons, and you're like, wait, they're not all filmed like this? But I liked it, the uniqueness. It got irritating at points, but for the most part, it was good, and I liked getting to see such a detailed look at everything that was happening. Glenn! I'm sorry, it's just like, for weeks we were teased like, is he dead? Is he really not dead? Because when he quote-unquote did it, Kirkman and gang didn't respond like they normally would. And I was like, oh, maybe this is pressure from social justice warriors, but no. Yeah, and now we get into Negan. Now, Negan has been teased since season 5. Yeah. He's been, like, going to be part of the show for a while. And in the comics, Glenn gets knocked off. He's the one who gets killed by Negan. So, it's in the show, we don't know if Glenn's going to be killed off or not. And there are 2 main reasons I don't want Glenn to be the one to be killed. 1, it's too predictable. 2, the showrunners seem to have a lot of fun nearly killing Glenn every season. If they kill Glenn off now, they're not going to have that fun. I mean, the mid-season finale, I was like, oh my god, he's going to die. And I was like, just, never mind my position. It was on the floor by the bed. It was, for some reason, that was, in my mind, it was like, this is my fucking safe spot. And then afterwards, you know, me and Rev Reznor hugged because we were that scared. So I was like, they're going to get away with a great opportunity. And Negan, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, is fucking awesome. It's just, it is good. And I can't wait to see what happens with Negan later. Just, I love fucking seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan, seeing what he can do with that role. And so, my final thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 6. It was great. I liked the things that happened. We lost some characters, of course. I don't think everyone should have had that big of that kind of reaction to Denise's death. I loved, as I said before, Negan's entrance. I loved the final shot of that season finale. We got to see what happened to Morgan, and I was never really interested in Morgan before, but now I'm like, yes, he's fucking awesome. I can actually see why people are so interested in his character. So, what are your opinions on I was going to say season 10. What were your opinions on The Walking Dead season 6, and what do you hope to see in season 7? And of course, this is the popular question asked nowadays. Who do you think died in the season finale? I have been Jashikins, owner at jashikins.blogspot.com. And if you go there, you can see wonderful vlogs like these. And I am also working on 2 long articles. One, the breaking of Rick Grimes, and then the second one about Carol and Morgan. And both are about the season 6 finale. I decided to split those 2 things into 2 posts because they're really 2 very different topics. And yeah. And if you go on my blog, there's still the dragon to be named. So, name it. It's all like, I want to be named. Don't name me. No. And now I have a new poll up. It's your feelings on the season 6 finale of The Walking Dead. So go vote in that. If it gets 5 votes or more, I will be making a little vlog about the poll results. Also, the links I'm going to be mentioning are down in the description. I am doing a web series called Chronicles of Gaia. It's sci-fi, post-apocalyptic. It's awesome. Chapter 2 will be coming out April 9th. If you want to view it ahead of time, you can go ahead and do that now. It'd be awesome. Well, you're going to have to donate to my Patreon. And donating to my Patreon, besides viewing chapters ahead of time, you get to view bonus content such as bonus chapters, behind the scenes stuff. So, and then if you're like, I'm really not going to donate to your Patreon if it's all about Chronicles of Gaia because I'm not really interested about it. My Patreon isn't just for Chronicles of Gaia, it's also for my entire blog. $1 a month gets updates on my ebooks. $5 a month gets a 30-minute exclusive vlog featuring moi. And once I reach my goal of $5 a month, I'll make a post about me being otherkin. So yeah, that's probably made at least half of you just unsubscribe and start insulting me in the comments. And also, I do commissions on Fiverr. I also have other smaller gigs that sometimes I put on pause, sometimes not. So, I also have a cafe press shop. And I add at least one new design a week. So, yay! Woot, woot! Yay, yay! Woot, woot! And until next video, goodbye.